When we first arrived at this 1893 Colonial Revival, it was down to the studs after a 3-alarm fire and in desperate need of a restoration. Today, after 9 months, thousands of man-hours, and some sweat equity, we celebrate this old house. That's it. I did say quarter up, right?
Yeah, she's always late though.
Maybe we should have just driven ourselves.
It probably would. What? Wait a minute. Oh my.
Are you kidding
Where
me?
did she get that?
Well.
Oh my God.
Holy mackerel.
What is going on here?
Well, you remember the convertible that I had in Nashville? I thought I'd switch it up to a Model T, 1911.
Very similar car to what our original owner had back in the day.
All right.
You ready to go? Hang on. You got seatbelts? No.
Drive on, Jen.
All right,
Stand
you
back.
ready?
All right, go.
Never doubted it.
The seats
Oh,
are. Whoa!
Does it have Bluetooth or anything? I can connect my phone.
No Bluetooth.
Back in the day, it had shark tooth or herringbone.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
Here we are.
Remember what this house used to look like?
You knew the roof was off, the house was covered with a top to keep it protected from the weather.
Boy, and that front portico was all run down, need of desperate repair.
And then the whole building got gutted. I mean, what a transformation.
Hey, look at this.
Charlie and our
Got an
whole
audience. Rev it, Jen, go!
Here we go. We made it. Hi, guys.
What's up, guys?
What's this? No horse and buggy?
No horse and buggy. We're going old school.
Does this come with the house?
No.
Nice try.
Well, it's been a quick 9 months, I think, and we're putting the finishing touches on with this historical plaque.
Very cool. Well, listen, 9 months ago, we started with a tour of the first floor. So, Emily, Diane, you guys want to give me one now?
Yeah, let's take a
Yeah,
look.
let's do
Open my door, please.
Let me get this.
I don't want you to.
Let me hold your hand.
All right, thank you. So this is exciting, right?
It's
sure
so
is.
exciting.
Here we are.
Welcome home.
Thank you very much. Lead on. Where do you want to start?
Okay, start in our nook here.
Ooh,
Do you
that's
remember
awesome.
this?
I do.
Originally, there was a door here.
Yeah.
No more door.
Close it up.
They blended the wainscoting perfectly.
Beautifully.
And our bench.
Great space, complement to the center staircase, which is so good. We should save that to the
Can't
end.
get any grander than that.
So I've heard a bunch of different names for this room. What are you?
So we're calling it the front parlor.
Very
It
good.
has a couple of different names. Since all the furniture has been brought in, we are now been calling it the music room.
Yeah.
Because of the grand piano and a working gramophone.
This works?
This works.
That's a great find. And I'm going to call this a great save because they were here, but all fixed up.
Right. I don't know if you remember, but they were on the floor, kind of curved. So we actually did restore them, and we think they absolutely came out phenomenal.
New frames from the carpenter, glass repaired by Catherine Blackwell. Awesome.
Yep.
So in here, you added some big, robust molding details. So we've got the crown, but the egg and dart added back.
Yep.
And then some you saved, which are just terrific. What do you call this room, Diane? How do
So this is the back parlor, and we have to talk about this area. So originally there was a window seat, and this became basically the idea of all the bay windows in the house.
Because you rebuilt window seats in other
we
bays
had
based
Tom,
on this.
Tom redid it.
Awesome. And this look here with that fixed cross panel on the bottom and the stained glass up top just is so iconic for this house. It's
Yeah, I love
terrific.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so tell me more.
So the bookcase was actually fully restored. We have the new glass, and then we have the actual pulls that we kept as well. Those are just absolutely beautiful. And then we have our actual tile pieces that have been cleaned up and restored. We unfortunately couldn't keep the hearth, which is a little sad, but he did a perfect job matching these to the actual fireplace.
Terrific.
And then we do have the Cameron family crest, We actually found this in the bookcase when we
Oh,
first
wow.
bought the house. So it ties in very nicely to the actual family history of it.
It looks awesome.
Yep.
And you guys are being very respectful to the original owners of the house, the Cameron family.
Yeah, that
It
was,
feels right.
Yeah, that was
It
so
really does.
important to us. Yeah.
All right, so let's head this way
Yeah.
because this dining room, this is one of the biggest transformations in the entire house. This is remarkable.
I know, isn't it? So I don't know if you remember, Kevin, but it was down to the studs. The bay window was all rotted. Really, the only thing that was left was the wainscoting and some of the trim.
Right, and now look at it. And so even the wainscoting wasn't in great condition because it was old and it had the water damage, but you guys saved it and even went to replicate it.
Yeah, and if you look, take a look here, there's some secret storage in the wainscoting.
That's awesome. So
Yeah.
this is new, but a perfect match to what was on the wall and is still on the wall.
Yep, and look at the hutch.
So what's the story behind this?
We basically found an antique hutch and we removed the bottom and then we stuck the top right into the wall.
And the magic here was making this wall a little deeper so that you could get all the storage in, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Now, as good as an idea as this was, I have to say that in this room, it's all about these walls. So this one's got a story, right?
It sure does. We always wanted a mural, and I found Lisa, the artist, and she had some history growing up actually across the street. And we wanted an equestrian theme, a fox hunt, and she ended up putting pieces from the town.
This is your house right here.
That's our house. Behind it is the house that she grew up in, and some of our pets are sprinkled throughout.
I mean, it finishes the room properly.
It
really
this is our
does.
vision.
And the bay window is a big feature in here. No longer rotted. This one's been completely
No,
brought back.
all replicated by Tom. So we have a view of our porch and my future home, the carriage house.
Yep, that's terrific. And it's great communication between dining room and your new kitchen, which is also a big transformation.
I mean, look at this kitchen.
It's awesome. And you had a list of things that you wanted, or actually more importantly, that you didn't want in your
Exactly.
kitchen, which were,
So no upper cabinets. We wanted the color green and absolutely no recessed lighting.
right. And when you don't get uppers, you get this.
Exactly. Look at all of the natural light paired with the lighting fixtures. I mean, it looks absolutely like you have so much more room in here.
Okay, this is a quartz countertop?
This is a quartz countertop. It's definitely a galley type of kitchen,
Right.
which is awesome. Now, I don't know if you remember, Kevin, that the kitchen island, we didn't want one. And this was another antique find, a beautiful Baker's Island table.
Listen, I get it, and it looks beautiful, but I've got to say, this is about a quarter of the size of an island I would have gone for. Is this big enough for
This
you?
is definitely big enough. As we just said, the countertop, we have so much room. So this was just the perfect find for this type of kitchen.
Right. You went with more green on, this is custom hood, right?
Yep, custom color match to the actual green cabinets.
Okay. And then we've got the new refrigerator wall.
Yes, we needed this. We remember when there was an entry door here, but when we were talking about designing the kitchen, we needed that corner. And then our pantry was salvage doors. We designed that ourselves.
Very nice.
And we come to the back area. I guess you could call this a mudroom
Yeah.
with the side entrance. And then over here, we have our bathroom with a large shower.
I hate to break up the design duo, but can I take your daughter and have her show me
I suppose
upstairs?
you can.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
terrific. Thank you, Diane.
Let's go take a look. So we have our laundry room here on the second floor.
Yep.
Going to be super helpful because our bedroom is right behind there.
You're gonna like this.
And then we're going to walk into our second floor bathroom.
Which I saw mostly complete when Brian Bilo was showing us some of the features, but I noticed then and again the theme.
Yeah, blue.
A lot of blue.
All based on our sink bowl over there. And then we have our beautiful dream clawfoot tub. And who wouldn't want to take a bath in this bathtub?
It's definitely got that sort of antique-y vintage vibe. You're going with it.
Nope, that's exactly what we wanted.
All right, well, it's luxurious.
Awesome.
Lead on. Oh, there he is, the third half of the equation.
How's it
Ethan,
going, Kev?
it's going all right. So I haven't heard your thoughts yet about the renovation, the completion. What do you think?
I'm still in awe of the whole project, to be honest.
In a good way, I
In a
hope.
very good way, a very good way,
Okay,
yeah.
because there's a big design aesthetic that we just learned about, and you're on board with that?
Very much, yeah. Em's been a great help when it comes to like a lot of the artwork and the light fixtures.
Yeah, this is spectacular.
Yeah, you can't miss the grand chandelier. If you remember, we had it rewired and restored and hung back to its former glory.
Centerpiece of the upper landing around the staircase, and off of this we have what, Ethan?
Yeah, over here we have the guest room, perfect place for Charlie and Diane. And we have over here another guest room that we're using as a media room.
So I guess that means that the primary is yours.
Yeah, let's take a look.
All right. Oh, yeah.
So talk about that Newport mansion feel.
So big space here and then some adjoining space?
Yeah, we have our walk-in closet here.
Yeah.
And an adjacent sunroom, and we're going to use it mainly for drinking coffees early in the morning,
Yeah.
lounging, and
It'll be great to wave to mom and dad.
or the future in-laws.
Yeah, we actually have some exciting news to share.
Really?
Hopefully we're going to be planning a wedding
Wow.
sometime the end of the year in the house.
Very well done. Congratulations. Well,
Thank
that
you.
is big news.
Yeah.
Well, here, cheers to that, huh?
Cheers.
Looks pretty nice in there, doesn't it?
It's absolutely gorgeous, Charlie.
When we got here, the entire exterior, including this portico, was in rough shape. But the homeowners loved the portico. So when we get into it, though, it was structurally compromised. We needed to put new footings and framing in. And at that time, the homeowners made the decision to make everything maintenance-free. Our railings and all of our exterior trim from that rice hull material we use down in Nashville.
Oh, right.
All of our dental molding and our ceiling bead is made of it also.
Well, this really reflects the revival period. And I think my favorite is the dental molding.
How about this? We were able to save the original corbels also.
They're absolutely beautiful.
Remember the siding, Jen? Paint peeling, falling off. So we removed all the siding and the trim, and at that time, we took the opportunity to put new sheathing on with 1-inch foam, giving us an entire thermobreak around the entire envelope of the house.
Okay.
Put our new trim on, a rain screen, and then our new composite siding with a color that's already on.
So they're never going to have to paint this.
They are never gonna have to paint it.
Not bad.
And shutters that Morrow painted to match our windows.
And this is composite as well, right?
It is maintenance free.
And a beautiful shutter dog.
Like that? Look at that, they
Love
work.
that.
Right? Now, right up above us is our new overhangs. All the guys worked really hard at the shop to make all those brackets and dental molding to match, and then we finished it off with a composite gutter.
Wow, this really ties it all together.
It does. So even though the house is completed, phase 2, the carriage house, and this is for Charlie and Diane to live in.
Okay.
And beside it is a ground-mounted solar field with 36 panels, and that will do the main house as well as the carriage house.
That's incredible.
It really is. The homeowners wanted a garage, and this was all foundation. So we saw cut both sides, broke through the foundation, and saved all of the granite. It's original Westford, Chelmsford granite.
Well, you can't get more local than that.
You really can't. So Mark took it all and veneered it on our new addition, and they called this a greenhouse.
Well, this is a perfect area for the greenhouse. It gets late afternoon sun are going to make those plants grow. So I've been working on a smaller scale landscape plan for this area due to the construction. We're just focusing over here. Want to see it?
I do. What do you have?
All right, so reflecting back to reusing all this granite curbing, we reconfigured it to accommodate that entryway and that entryway, all the different grades. In the spring, we'll be able to start our plantings. So recommending for the granite planters, little limelight hydrangea and 2 endless summer hydrangeas, and they'll be easy maintenance. Okay, so they also wanted an area for their 2 dogs to run during construction. So we put 2 gates in, easy access, come down these stairs or these stairs. And then over here at the edge of the dog run, I have plantings that also help screen it from the street. We have an eastern redbud, viburnum, and some lilacs. And then for the solar field, we want screening from the street. It just stands right out there. So these are 3 sugar time crab apples and then layered with viburnums in front of it.
That's gonna look great.
Yeah, and then so the sun direction comes from this way, so it's not gonna create a shadow on the panels.
Oh, good thinking.
Boy, I tell you, the Widow's Walk, this is the icing on the cake, right? So a beautiful railing, and then you guys put the deck down for the homeowners?
Yeah, and the smart thing is they wanted the deck down because it covers the roofing underneath it and protects it. So if you're sitting up here with a chair or something like that, you don't
Yeah.
think about it, you're gonna damage your roof. So
Yeah.
this is really smart thinking.
Love this, and I gotta say, I love this too, a new material for the roof.
Yeah.
So I've never worked with it before, but it's a metal shingle, and I learned a lot when I was helping them install it. Big point though, it looks terrific.
It looks absolutely terrific. And I gotta say, I doubted it until I drove in. I said, yeah, it really does look nice. And it looks like slate from the street. It looks
Well,
great.
Nice to bring this old house back and to return this to town, right in the center of everything.
Yeah, like I said before, the neighbors must love it now.
All right, back down through the nice weather-tight hatch you guys
Yeah.
put in.
This hatch is beautiful, insulated, seals down nice and tight.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, how you doing, Brian?
You must be so happy to be back in your house. It's looking great.
Oh yeah, Charlie did a great job.
Yes, he did. And I love how you brought the washer here up to the second floor. But when you do that, you know there's always a potential of a water damage emergency.
Yeah, we had fire and water damage. We don't want that to ever happen again here.
Yep. So that's why we've installed something in the basement that can take care of that problem. So Charlie, here is the water main that comes into your house. Your water meter and your manual shutoff valve. And this is all the water that's going up throughout your house. You can see we have second floor bath and second floor laundry. And can you imagine if something was to ever happen up on the second floor, you could get water all the way down here into the basement. So we've installed a smart water monitor and shutoff valve. You can see the arrow is parallel with the pipe, so the water is actually flowing up into your house. This valve will monitor flow, pressure, and usage of all the water throughout the house. And you can see it on the app. So with AI, it figures out your baseline. And if there's any unusual patterns from your baseline, it'll send you an alert on your phone. Now, if a hose was to break up on the second floor, the valve will pick up any of those leaks and it will automatically shut the valve off. And you can do it from anywhere. You don't even need to be home.
I'm gonna download that app.
That's great.
Hey,
Hey, how's it going?
good, you changed.
I did, yeah. I thought I'd help you put in the safe.
Well, I could use some help. This is pretty heavy.
Okay.
It's high-grade steel. It's also fire rated up to 1,800 degrees for 2 hours. Had a fire at one time. God forbid it happens again. It's going to be fine. If you also decide to put it in the basement, take a flood up to 8 inches for 24 hours, so you're covered no matter where you keep it.
Great.
I have one of these at home, and I use it all the time. Passports, documents, insurance papers, you know, things that you just want nothing to happen to.
That's perfect. Yeah, Emily and I have a couple of valuables that I'm sure we can put in here.
So you wanted this to live under the stairs here. So I already put a bunch of framing in, built it up a little platform for you.
Perfect.
All right, so let's just tip this back down this way. This has a couple nice features, a pry-resistant hinge and a dual key system. So to install this, we're gonna open this up, we're gonna rotate it down to you though, and we want to rest that onto the floor.
Okay.
All right, there you go, nice and easy down. So some people will put them on the floor and not bolt them down. You want it bolted down, and they give us these 4-inch lag bolts, and we drill through the bottom of the safe.
Okay.
And there's 4 little feet here,
Yep.
but 2 of them have a little dimple on them,
Yep.
and that's the only place you can drill through.
Okay.
The manufacturer says to use a 7/16 drill bit, and that's what we're using. And these holes do not affect fire or water protection.
Good.
All right, let's just slide this over to the opening.
Okay.
Push it up into place. Push it right back. Right about there.
How's that?
That's perfect. You like it?
I like it.
All right. I don't know if you have the security clearance yet, so let me just open this up. There we go. All right. Measure that drill bit.
Yep.
All right, I'm just going to mark a couple of pilot holes right here. All right. Why don't you set those lag bolts?
Sure.
That sounds good.
All right.
All right, comes with a tray. Gave you something to get you guys started.
Thank you.
A young couple.
We're
A
gonna need
storage
that.
tray. Also, there's storage on the door. That's where I keep my passports.
Beautiful. Okay. Thank you. All right. All right. I feel pretty confident that our valuables are safe and secure.
Yes, now we have to change because we have a wrap party to get to.
All right, let's go.
So Charles, we met here many months ago, and you said you wanted to be as green as possible. You want to be really efficient.
Yep.
I see what you've got your solar panels. I'm glad for that.
Yeah, thank you.
When we got here, it was an empty shell. It was completely gutted, so it was like a clean palette for us, and so we could put anything we wanted to.
Anything. Yep.
So we talked about geothermal. That was a bit expensive, and then we talked about this. This is an air to water heat pump. So here it is. This is the entire heating system. Oh, it just came on.
It
Look
just came on, yeah.
Super. Okay. So this is going to provide all the heating, all the cooling, and all the hot water for the entire building, right? So it sits out here, and a lot of these heat pumps, they've got refrigerant piping that goes all through the building. The only refrigerant that we have is inside the compressor unit right over here.
Yep.
And then what it does is it actually heats antifreeze, water and glycol and water together, so it wouldn't freeze in the winter. And so you can see right here, there's two connections on the back, okay? So now the water will come through here, through a heat exchanger, and then it'll either get heated or cooled. And right now it's absolutely heating. That is plenty hot. These pipes will need to get insulated. Now we fired it up yesterday. I'm dying to show you.
Okay, let's go.
So those two lines come along right here into my favorite room, Charles, right here, the mechanical room.
Mechanical room, my favorite.
What do you think of this?
Yeah, that's awesome.
So here's the command center right here. Before I open it up, you can see there's a control right here that's going to tell you everything. Even has Wi-Fi, you'll be able to look at your office.
That's fine.
So inside, it's got a few things I want to call out. Here's the pump. This is the heart of the system where it's going to send the liquid out through the outdoor unit, but also inside the building. It has an electric backup heater, which is nice to have, that's multi-staged if you ever needed it, if there's ever an issue out there. And then what happens is there's some diverting valves in here. This top one right here leaves the unit and comes up here. And what does it do? It goes right into this tank. Now this tank is not really just a tank filled with hot water. It's actually filled with heated antifreeze, much like a BTU battery. So we store energy. Then there's a couple of coils that go down inside. And so it transfers that heat. So now you end up with almost unlimited hot water. Now, there's another set of tappings comes off the unit that sends the water out for heating or cooling of the building. So you can see right here, depending on the season, in the heating or cooling season, this liquid that's in these pipes is going to either be hot or cold. So right now it's heated water, and that's going up to an air handler in the top floor, and it's going to actually heat or cool the top floor. And then this goes to the air handler right on the other side of the wall. Let me show you that.
Yeah, good.
Those pipes that we saw inside there,
Yep.
here they are right here, and they come right to what really is like an automobile radiator, and that water is either heated or cooled, and as the air goes across it, it's going to take on that temperature. So one thing, if we're going to have air conditioning, we've got to make sure we take care of the condensate, the water, and we got to make sure that we insulate really well right here, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, cool.
Speaking of insulation, you've done a great job. This house is now very, very tight.
Thank you.
Okay, but it also means we have to get fresh air in the building. So we've added an energy recovery ventilator upstairs, and that's that heat exchanger that sends fresh air into the building, but then exhausts the bad air without losing all that heat you paid for.
Oh, that's great.
Good. So here's our main trunk right here. It's an aspiration style system. Typically you just see these outlets, but the way that this crew hid them upstairs is unbelievable.
Cool.
So with this type of system, there are these outlets where the air comes up and it actually makes all the air in the room blend together, so same temperature side to side.
Yeah.
Normally you see these white outlets and they can stick out, but with this, look at the oak, what they did. Made it just disappear out of sight.
You don't even notice it's even there.
And it's even better here, Charles, look at this. So now this has been painted to match the stone veneer, the grain. Oh, and the maestro's here. Hey, Mauro.
Richard, how are you?
Fantastic, looks great.
All right, here's what I'm doing. I'm just laying down the colors so I can match exactly the same to the existing tile colors.
All right, we'll let you finish up, Mauro.
All right, you sure don't want to help?
Oh, thank you.
All right, so Charles, what you got here is, I think, what you were looking for. A comfortable system, really efficient, out of sight.
Out of mind.
Yeah,
So
perfect.
that's great.
All right,
Thank
best
you.
of luck with everything.
Yeah.
Stay comfortable.
Yeah.
Diane, we said all along that this central staircase was sort of the signature piece in this house, and so I think it's appropriate that we finish the project right in front of it.
Yes, it survived the fire and the restoration. It met my wild dream.
Well, that's good to hear. And you guys survived the renovation, and so, and the design team, you pulled off the aesthetic. You feel good about it?
100%.
Yep.
Awesome. And Charlie, how do you feel now? 9 months later, big project, you doing okay?
It was a quick 9 months, but you know what? This is truly one of my favorites.
Really?
Only possible with all the great subs, though.
It is too. It is a big team to get a big renovation done, but the house is big enough to support everybody, so here they are. And we're going to have ourselves a party, if you haven't heard, soon for the newlyweds. Congratulations again. But the first thing we're going to do is have ourselves a party to celebrate the wrap of this project here in Westford, Massachusetts. So for the end of season 46, on behalf of everyone here, I'm Kevin O'Connor signing off for This Old House. So what do you say we give ourselves a round of applause and have a party? Well done. Nice job, Brad. Well done.